Welcome back. Memorial Day weekend is often seen as the kickoff to summer, with many of you spending time with family and friends. You're probably looking to cook up something tasty for everyone. Let's send it over to Sam Kidtrow in the kitchen now.
Okay, so there is the potential for a little bit of rain going through the Memorial Day weekend. So if you're thinking, all right, maybe I don't want to risk it, grill outside, there are ways to get food that tastes like it's being grilled right inside your own home. So I'm joined by Chef Marlon Alexander.
How are you?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What are we making today, my friend?
Okay, so we're doing steak, and since we're not using our grill because it's pouring rain outside, we're going to make ribeye with a little bit of asparagus tips here.
So this is not a super complicated thing to do.
This is totally easy. Anybody can do this.
Let's
dish.
do it.
Okay, we're going to put a little oil in here on our ribeye, a little bit of seasoning, and we're looking at basic stuff.
Okay.
A little bit of, my pan's getting hot, baby.
Yeah, there we go. That's cool.
Okay, we're going to drop that in there. I'm going to put a little seasoning on my other side.
Now, what kind of seasoning do we typically do?
Garlic, a little bit of onion, salt, rosemary, thyme, sage.
What do you find when
Salt and
people?
pepper.
What do you find when people are making a dish like this? Is the biggest problem that they face?
Overthinking it.
Okay.
You know, I mean, dude, if you get a nice piece of ribeye like this, is that fat that's in there, that's going to give flavor to it anyway. If you just put salt and pepper, you're done.
Now, how about cooking? We go high heat, really, really high heat?
We're going to go high heat because you want to get that caramelization on the outside.
Okay.
I like my, I don't know about you, I like my steak medium rare.
Yeah, sure. Many people do like that.
If not rare.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people like it well done.
I am guilty of that. I have friends that like it mooing. That's okay. and I can totally appreciate that. Okay. So we're doing a little sear on this thing on both sides, okay?
Now, you know, of course, it's going to take a little bit of time here as I'm starting to see.
Which is okay.
Which is okay. I'm going to move it around a little bit.
Yeah, to try and give it a little bit more heat.
I mean, you know, obviously we went...
You want a super, super hot pan when you're starting this off. What's the reasoning behind searing meat? I'm going to get into the chemistry of this.
Just to lock in all the juices and flavors. So that's why you're going to sear each side. Then you're going to, once this is getting to the point where it's going to be done, you're going to take it out and let it sit to the side. Okay,
so let's say we've seared one side. We're going to flip it. That's not that bad, but you want it to be super, super dark brown, don't you?
I want super, super dark brown.
Yeah.
I want to see that caramelized all over there.
Okay.
I don't want to put too much oil in there, but...
yeah, and that's important. I mean, you obviously have, with a cut of meat that's like that, there is its own fat. Right. So why put oil which doesn't have a ton of flavor in there?
You're going to render that fat and bring all that out.
Listen, same wavelength.
Fat is flavor. I don't care what anyone tells you.
That's true. That is flavor. All right, so now where are we going from this? So, making the assumption that we have now seared both sides.
Making the assumption we've seared both sides, I'm going to go ahead and throw in a few of the asparagus because this way, and this is totally raw, I didn't blanch the asparagus or anything like that, you're going to get flavor from the protein. It all culminate together.
Let me tell you my pet peeve for a second, okay? I have had so much trouble with people who just boil asparagus on their own. If you take it and you put it into a pan or you put it into an oven, it is so much better tasting.
Yes, yes. I mean, roasted with some garlic and oil. Awesome. Beautiful.
Now, this is not complicated.
This is not complicated.
You can do this.
Anybody can do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the man cave style right here.
It's true. Now, after you sear both sides, how are you going to get the inside of this thing to finish cooking? Because it's a pretty thick cut of meat.
So, okay, as you see, it's starting to smoke a little bit more now, so it's starting to get there. But still, once I sear both sides, if you had an oven to put it in, just to finish it off a little bit.
Okay.
But then it's very important that once you finish cooking this baby, you're going to set it aside and let it rest.
Yes, and this is another thing I see people do all the time, where after they finish cooking the meat, they're cutting it immediately. Now you lose every bit of the juices that you did. And, you know, it's not a cheap cut of meat.
No. Not at all.
Okay, so what temperature should somebody put it in for the oven when they're finishing it up?
So, for me, I like to do, I always keep my oven on all day long when I'm working. I keep it on 375. So, 375, once you sear that, you throw it in the oven.
Now, how does a person know without slicing it in half?
Well, I can tell by the touch, but here's a little trick. If you want it to be nice and still tender. So if you touch it, like that right there, you can still tell that it's got a little bit to it. So that's the best way to do it. I like it rare, medium rare. So
you're done.
You're done. I am. Yeah, for me, this is good.
Exactly. All right, so let's finish this thing up because we're starting to run out of time now. How would we finish up this whole dish?
So to finish it off, I roasted off some garlic.
Okay.
So basically, garlic with a little bit of oil.
Oh, cool.
Put aluminum foil. You put it, look at that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Tons of garlic. I'm going to put a little bit of lime in there.
Give it a little freshness. That's
Give
good.
it a little acidity.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, guys, I'm telling you, you're done.
That's it.
Done. This is done good for you. So you pull this aside, let your protein rest for a minute, and you cut it up.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Marlon Alexander, you're the man. Thanks so
Thank you.
much. Much
Good to meet you.
appreciated.
Anytime.
We'll put this online on WTNH.com. We'll also put the recipe there. Pull down the On Air tab. Good Morning Connecticut weekend section.